Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome to the Fantasy Forecast for Saturday, April 2nd, 2016. Alright, we're going to go, as usual, straight into Optimals. Optimals for today. This is Roto Grinders. Roto Grinders has Collison and Lillard at the point guard positions for us. They're projecting Collison at 33, and they're projecting Lillard at 35.7. We have Butler and Curry in the shot guard. We have Butler at 38.2, and we have Curry at 25.3. I'm rounding everything to decimals now, guys. Obviously, it's mattering for some people when you land just that close. At the small forward, we've got George and Gay. George, we have 40.1, and Gay, we have 29.8. At the power forward today, we have Harris at 30.1, and we have Willie Cauley-Stein at 27.3. And finally, rounding out at the center, we have Gasol for 43.2. I apologize, guys. Today this is outside. I'm trying to get this out quickly. There will be some outside background noise. I'm going to speak as loud as I can to make sure this gets through to you. Just turn it down on your volume. It's just making sure other stuff is drowned out. Okay, this is being projected at 303 today, and it fully uses the salary. And again, this is Roto Grinders. Okay, moving on. Let's go to Roto Wire. Roto Wire for today, if it would ever come up on my phone. Wow, slow. Hello. Pull up. Is it all blurry? What the heck? There we go. Roto Wire for today is projecting at point guard, Ish Smith and Reggie Jackson. Smith is projecting at 31.6, and Reggie Jackson is projecting at 31.8. At the shot guard position, we have Butler and Ellis again. You guys are already starting to see similarities. Butler is projecting at 31.4. Ellis is projecting at 31 even. At the small forward, we have George and Gay. George is projecting at 41.8, and Gay is projecting at 31.1. And at the power forward, we have Harris and Farriot. Harris is projecting at 27.7, and Farriot is projecting at 27.9. And at the center, we have Jokic, and Jokic is coming in at 36, which is a 6.1 value, and that's really nice. Their best values that they project by far on Roto Wire, even though they don't have a couple on the lineup, they're projecting Portis at 23.5 points today, and that's only on 37 salary. And they're projecting Kofos at 24.1. Although right before I started filming this, I heard Kofos is doubtful today, and that yet again could change all of the Sacramento value and situation. Sacramento could become a really interesting play today, even not playing well. I mean, some people have to get some points, and it looks like they might all be priced at minimum. I've heard news that Darrell Arthur might be sitting out today. I mean, it's just a little bit nuts all around. Anyways, this is the Roto Wire Optimal, and this was about half an hour ago, and they were projecting this at 290. Okay, moving on. Here we have Roto QL. And Roto QL has for us Ish Smith and Collison at the point guard positions. They're projecting Ish at 33.1, Collison at 28.9. They have DeRozan and Barton at the shot guard. DeRozan's being projected at 36.9, Barton at 29.5. They have at the small forward George and Morris. George is projecting at 40.7, and Morris is projecting at 36.3. At the power forward, we have Aldridge and Davis. Aldridge is projecting at 38.6, and Davis is projecting at 27.5. That's actually a very, very good value if that came through. I think it's close to 7 times. And JV at the bottom there is 6,000, and they're projecting at 35.7. Compared against the other app at 36, JV might be looking at a good 6 times value tonight. We'll just have to look and see. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the next optimal lineup. Yeah, I have lots of them for you guys today, don't I? All right, this is Daily Fantasy Cafe. They left quite a bit on the table, even though it's a shorter slate. That's okay on a short slate, guys. You can leave a little salary on the table on shorter slates. The bigger the slate is, the less you want to leave on the table, because that's just kind of how it works out. On a 2-game slate, leaving a couple thousand or more, that could be the winning strategy. But on a 12-game slate, if you're leaving $6,000 behind, you're screwed. Moving on. Daily Fantasy today is projecting this at 297. We have Collison and Lillard at the point guard. Collison projecting at 31.6. Lillard projecting at 39.6. We have Barton and DeRozan at the shot guard. Barton is projecting at 27, and DeRozan is projecting at 36.7. We have Gay and Leonard at the small forward. Gay is projecting at 31.3. Leonard is projecting at 40.3. We have Landry and Davis at the power forward. Landry is projecting at 23.7. Davis is good old easy Ed, baby. He's projecting at 23. It looks like a flat 5 times value to me. And Pau Gasol is projecting at 43.8, basically 44. That's above 5 times value on the center if he does that. I'm assuming that they're saying he's off minutes restrictions then. So, let's see. And that was Daily Fantasy Cafe at 297. And we have one more for you guys, and I'll pull it up right here. And this is your all favorite, I know it. It's Fantasy Pros. Fantasy Pros for us has Reggie Jackson and Lillard at the point guard position. They're projecting Jackson at 31, Lillard at 40, 39.9. At the shot guard, we have Butler and DeRozan. Butler's projecting at 36, and DeRozan's projecting at 35.3. At the small forward, we have George projecting at 38.9, and Gay projecting at 29.9. At power forward, we have Harris and Cauley Stein. Cauley Stein might not even be playing anymore from what I'm hearing, so this is obviously some news to be watching for sure. Harris is projecting at 27.3. Cauley Stein was projecting at 24.3. I'll say was right now because I think he might not be playing. And Kofos, again, was now from what I'm hearing from the rumors. He was projecting at 26.8. He was a great play tonight, especially at value, but if he doesn't play tonight, everything is going to be rearranged in Sacramento, and I'll have a Twitter update for you guys on that, of course, as well. Alright, this is my optimal cash lineup at the moment. I had Kofos in it, but it will be changed if the news that Kofos is out. Alright, so my entry is going to be Lowry and Lillard at the point guard. Go ahead and spend up here. Toronto, basically you're watching to make sure that either Lowry or DeRozan doesn't sit. I think DeRozan gets the time off and Lowry keeps going if there's a sit, which means Lowry would be a must-play tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to get the news before lock or not, but I really think that Lowry is going to play for sure. So I took Lowry, although that is risky, and you can definitely move off that, guys. There is no question. This is why I give all the optimals and explain what I'm doing. Lillard is probably really the best point guard on the night when you really think about it. I mean, the guy needs to put up his points. He's getting his minutes, and Miami, even though they're somewhat slower, they're being forced to play a little bit faster. They're giving up 103 points a night, and Lillard will get his 45 points for you tonight. On tougher, shorter slates, you really want your 5 times plus 5 times value. You're not really so much worried about 6 times or 8 times. You just, especially when you're spending a lot on the position, you just want to definitely get your good value. So that's where I'm going. And in shot guard, that's easy with Butler. I mean, Butler and Mirotic, no question. With the news that like Rose is going to be out and Taj is going to be out, I mean, it's going to shift it all over to Mirotic and Butler to do the scoring. And Butler's been playing well and showing that he wants his nice fat contract whenever, signing time comes around for him. So we're looking at Butler and Mirotic for sure. But Butler and shot guard right there against Chicago. Barton against this Sacramento team that's just phoning it in. Rondo out, Cousins out. I mean, you got to be kidding me. Barton's in a wonderful shot today now with just nail shot after shot after shot. He could go cold. This could hurt me a little, but I will definitely play the odds and play Barton today. Mirotic, again, like I was saying with the Chicago situation, I mean, they're so depleted, somebody's going to have to score for them, so take advantage of that value with Mirotic at 53. He hasn't gone up enough yet, which gives me the value for George to finish out power forward against the Sixers. Yeah, he'll probably only play 3 quarters, but I'm expecting him to give me at least 45 points again and give me my 5 times value. And Aldridge against the Raptors. Now, if they played them both, Aldridge could be a really good play. He could run you 40 points. I mean, I don't think they're going to rest Leonard again. I don't think Leonard's going to get popped. I don't think Aldridge is going to get popped. I think they're both going to play. I think they're going to test it out and see how 2 good teams play against each other. And we're probably going to see Aldridge go for a nice 45 tonight. He's going to play well. If you look at the 2 against each other and who gets in fantasy scoring, I'm not saying one play is better than the other, but in terms of fantasy scoring, the way the systems are set up, I think Aldridge is primed to get a few more points the way Pop plays his basketball. So that's why I have Aldridge, and I'm willing to pay up. And then Lavoy Allen, with the news that he's starting tonight, is probably only going to get me 25 minutes, but against the Sixers, 25 to 30 minutes, if he plays well, too, on scoring, you're locking your value for the night. And then now Kofo's game time decision at the bottom. He wasn't before, and he was looking like a lock to me for a good 33 to 35 points with all of the people that were out sitting. But now that he might not be playing, we can see what the change might be real fast if there is one just immediately available. Laverne he's been getting extra time. Honestly, you might be want to looking at JV and maybe dropping another position. JV's been playing well, and Jokic as well. Because now against them, Jokic or JV, which will leave you 1,900 or 2,000 to clear. But there's a couple people you could do it at. The ones I would be considering moving are George. It's a blowout. I mean, it's probably just a value pick, so you can consider moving George. You can consider Aldridge if Leonard plays, downgrade either one of those just a bit. Don't get rid of Barton. Don't get rid of Butler. Don't get rid of Mirotic. You could look at moving Lowry possibly, or even Lillard. You can move the point guards a little. All right. I've tried to give you as much as I can right there with that last-minute news. But barring any last-minute changes and knowing that Kofus does play, this is your optimal cash lineup for me for today. Lowry, Lillard, Butler, Barton, Mirotic, George, Aldridge, Allen, and Kofos. Okay, and the special bonus for all you guys, yes, we are now on DraftKings. So today's DraftKings lineup. Open up. Hello. This is our DraftKings optimal cash lineup for today. I hope this shows up properly. We're taking Collison at the point guard. We're taking Butler at the shot guard. We're taking Paul George for small forward. We're taking Mirotic for power forward. We're taking Pau Gasol for center, who is very underpriced for his performance. I can't believe the difference between prices on FanDuel and DraftKings. I'm almost thinking that exploitation between the two sites could be a very smart way to play, guys. And some days you play FanDuel and other days you play, DraftKings, and maybe go in between. I'm not so sure, but yeah, it'll take some study because this is the first day here. But Pau Gasol is a lock on DraftKings today. You got Ellis at 5,800 against the Sixers. You get Faried, a beautiful spot against that horrible Sacramento team now. And you got Kofos again at the utility spot down there at 43. But that's going to be helpful because if Kofos doesn't play, and you can't see Kofos, I'm going to zoom out a touch. I think you can now for sure. Anyways. So Kofo's down there at 4,300, but we will definitely move his ass out and put somebody else in that's going to, really get us our scoring that we need. All right, guys. That definitely should show it. I'm not sure. Okay. So your optimal cash lineups for DraftKings and for FanDuel. Moving back to FanDuel real fast because that's what we've normally been doing, just to make it consistent for everyone. And we're going to focus in real fast. Today's optimal cash, barring news that Kofo sits, and there'll be a tweet on Twitter. Lowry and Lillard for point guard, Butler and Barton for shot guard, Mirotic and George for small forward, Aldridge and Allen for power forward, and Kofos for center. Follow me on Twitter at MikeMiller78. I will tweet a last-minute lineup change if Kovos ends up sitting for sure. then you'll just be ready to change it and go. If you don't have Twitter, guys, yet, take the time, no matter whether you're 21, which is gambling age, I guess, or 18 or whatever, or 81. Take the time to sign up for a Twitter account and get it sent over to you so that you can basically arrange and make sure that you're already set up for everything that's coming through. Because if you guys don't know the last minute lineup changes, then you're going to be screwed. So definitely follow me on Twitter at MikeMiller78, and you'll be all set up for that. And subscribe for notices on the latest videos. Obviously now you're going to get lineups on both FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a great, great day, and go out there and go win some money.